What upset me was that they didn't let the White Witch say it.
Sure.
Because I was like, at that point, when they're like, oh, you're not that guy.
Yeah, well, she says he's the Istar, but it's like, just say his fucking
And
although, in fairness, that's not his name. It's a name given. It is a name given to him in Middle Earth.
Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Fragrant quarter.
Jeez. A wizard arrives exactly as he means to.
Oh, Jesus. Good Lord.
Each week we talk about the rings of power.
Yeah, and from.
Yeah. No, that's the other show.
Sorry, yeah.
This show we talk about the
on
rings.
Ghost Facers, we talk about from.
Yeah, on
Dr.
Dr.
DC,
DC.
we talk about Rings of Power.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Look, I've got some strong thoughts about the Valinor, and I just need to get it out.
Yeah, I've been answering late night questions about Valinor and the Valar.
Yes. Hey, you up? I've got some thoughts about.
Truly, it was like 9:30. You were like, so Eru is God.
I figured it out last night. Yeah.
Eru Iluvatar. Yeah.
I finally, I'm in season 2 now.
Have you delved in, like, as you're watching?
I'm not doing a Dune thing.
I was going to say, are you like going to the wiki and like,
because I don't want to spoil.
I know you're asking me questions because that's probably just like an easier, more
No,
fun.
it's because it's safer.
Sure. Because I won't spoil shit
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Because I'm
yeah.
being like tactical about what information.
Because I don't want to look up too much and have like a bunch of things.
Because I was going to say, like, have you gone to like look up the Numenor
No,
shit?
no.
Okay, yeah.
I'm very much like being like, I know pieces of it, right?
Sure.
Like I know obviously like, oh, that city's not going to stand forever.
Sure, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I know a lot of that stuff, and I obviously like I know, I mean obviously know where it all ends.
Right.
But
you didn't know about the Dagor Dagorath until I told you about that.
Cool.
That's really where it all ends.
I think for me, it's more of that. I mean, a lot of the like twists and stuff, sort of, at least from what it looks like, end in the first season.
Yeah, I would say a strength of season 2 is that it's not very twisty.
Yeah.
They just sort of let it, like, you're playing with just waiting for things to.
Yeah, the only question mark I
unfold.
think I have now is about Theo. I guess that's the only one where I'm like, is he a something?
There's so many theories. I've got no idea. I think all the theories I've seen thus far are fucking stupid, and that means I'd say they've got a 40% chance of being right.
Because I'm like, it feels like they're setting him up to be somebody.
Yeah.
At first I was like, is he Sauron? And then I was like, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I famously, season 1, I was like, the stranger is obviously Sauron. The whole of season 1, I was like, it's obviously the stranger. He's obviously Sauron.
Obviously. And then...
I mean, classic read.
You mean overly confident about a thing and being like, there's no fucking way that it could be anything but this? And then being completely hoisted by your own petard?
Do you know why I get hoisted, though? It's because I go, no one would do something this obvious. And then they do it, and I go like, fuck.
I didn't think... It was fun amount of obvious to me. It was like a little twist that you could be like, oh.
See, I just look at some of that stuff, and I just go like, this isn't... It's so obvious that if it's not a twist, you're just making me angry.
But like,
just say it then.
But
who is this for? Who is this for? The twisty bits, I mean.
But when they called the other guy by that name, you knew that was one of the names that Sauron went by, though, didn't you? So it must have...
No.
Because I thought that's listed as one of his names.
No.
Oh, I saw a wiki that said it was.
Well, but maybe because of this.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think that unless I just missed that bit.
Oh, okay. Because that's what I was like, oh, okay. I guess you people would have known.
That one, I was like, fuck.
Because that was...
And then I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
That was good.
100%.
Yeah. I liked that.
Honestly, also, ship of the century. Ship of the age.
With Galadriel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean...
The way he looks at her, I'm just be like, oh, yeah.
There is
Do it. Dark Queen.
He definitely looks like a ranger, if you know what I mean. Like,
I don't know what the ship name is, but yeah, Sour Adriel. I'm here for it.
Haldriel?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
At any rate, I want Galadriel and Sauron to fuck.
I mean, so badly.
Yeah, I mean, in a fantasy series, we're famously there's like we don't fuck here.
I mean, that was the thing.
Children are born, but that's it.
That was the thing. Yeah. Even the fucking like orcs make each other out of goo. Like it was.
No, those are, to be fair, those are Uruk-hai.
Those are different than
They're
orcs.
crossbreeding orcs and men.
The ones that are made from just like mud.
Yeah.
That's men.
Well, those are Uruk-hai. They're crossbreeding. That's a breeding program.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
How?
Great question. They don't really, like Tolkien doesn't go like when an orc and a man love each other. Like, there's none of that kind of,
Because I thought that
they
was
just kind of say they're crossbreeding, and you go like, oh, and then you never kind of.
Okay, I did do some reading, but I did.
You don't ever really investigate the
because I thought they were just using.
the.
I thought they were just using like Sauron's magic to make them out of mud.
You mean Saruman?
Saruman? No, Sauron.
No, the Uruks in the mud.
Yeah,
That's Saruman.
Oh.
That's at Isengard.
Oh, okay.
Because he makes the Uruk-hai army there.
Okay, so that makes a bit more sense. But yeah, I now know that the orcs are elves.
They're elves that have been like ruined by
Yeah,
Morgoth.
dark mega elves.
Because the idea is that only Eru can create.
Sure.
So
He's destroying, I guess, in a
so
way.
Morgoth isn't capable of creating anything. All he can do is ruin.
But yeah, that's
so
why
he
they're
takes some elves and tortures them. But the idea is like they're not just like physically scarred. He's like corrupted. I mean, if
that's
it
why
wasn't,
like black stuff comes out of their mouth.
if it wasn't fantasy, it'd be like corrupting their DNA.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so like they are no longer elves. They're Uruks,
Sure.
right? Like
Yeah, and you said they speak like a weird.
well, they speak
Dark.
Orcish, which is the black speech. That's the Ashnash Dorbataluk, Ashnash Gimpatul, Ashnash
Sure.
Thracataluk Akburzum Iji Krimpatul.
God, just everybody's wet.
We're recording this on my 8th wedding anniversary. If you're asking where my wife is,
She's getting us drinks so we can record the podcast more.
I started speaking in black speech, and here we are.
Now she's bringing us drinks like a good wife on your anniversary.
Easy. Easy.
I'm just saying, I'm really excited for Tom Bombadil to show up soon.
You're 4 episodes in and he hasn't?
At least I'm going into the 4th, or
Isn't he in the first fucking episode of that season?
I haven't seen him yet.
Haven't you? You're 4 episodes into season 2 and you haven't seen him yet?
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Played by Rory Kinnear, who was Tanner in the Craig Bond movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I do like.
I would say, I mean, you're not there yet. I like his Tom Bombadil. He doesn't sing nearly enough.
That's awful.
Tom Bombadil constantly singing. That's my experience in the books.
But that's
and as I do frequently here, I play Lord of the Rings online. Every time you like click on him to like get a quest or whatever, he goes, "Hey, do, Mary, do," and he doesn't do that in the show. So what are we doing?
Oh, sure.
Why are we even fucking here?
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that not happening.
Hey, do, Mary, do.
I am liking it though. It's very good.
I like season 2 better than season 1, and I liked season 1.
I actually really liked season 1.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I liked season 1 fine. People were like, as always, people are shitting themselves to hate
here's
things,
the thing that's helping me. 1, never read the Silmarillion. 2,
sure.
as a prequel based on all of the things that are. Oh, ooh, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. Do you want to come be part of Lord? Ashnash Gimpatul. Bye. I love you.
I love you.
I love you so much. Fuck, she's gone.
It's okay. Now we can ashnash together.
Yeah, oh hell yeah! Akborzom Ishi Krimpatul, if you know what I mean.
Like you weren't already.
We're gonna oshnosh bosh each other.
I mean, technically, what I said there worked because that means it in the darkness bind them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Fuck yeah.
hell yeah.
Let's do this. It's our anniversary.
Oh my god, yeah, Crimpatool, baby.
But sorry, I like it because it does work as like a prequel to the stuff that I know about Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
And so I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, oh, there's the city that you see at the end of the fucking the series, like the 3 movies. That's now it's got water all around it.
What city?
The fucking the town with all the water.
No.
That's not the one at the end?
You idiot. You think, no, you mean Minas Tirith?
Oh, I thought that was
Minas Tirith is in Middle Earth. The city you're talking about is it's in Numenor.
Numenor is not the same place.
Numenor is a separate continent gifted to the Edain, the men that fought alongside elves in the First Age. They were so noble.
I knew that part.
And
Yeah.
brave that an island is raised for them, and they are gifted that island. Numenorians are gifted long life.
Yeah.
and all
That
sorts
part
of
I knew.
things.
I
But
thought it
it's-
was the same place.
No, but what they're doing there is they're trying to bring in like design elements so that you can see like the influence of Numenor.
Oh, because it just looked like
because they have like those piers and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of look like Minas Tirith. But that's just a design thing because Minas Tirith gets built by Numenorians later.
It was cool to see that eagle show up.
Yeah, dope. The Eagles of Manwë.
I will say,
Manwë, Lord of Winds.
just because you stand in front of an eagle doesn't mean it chose you. You just were in front of it.
I mean, how dare you?
She didn't even get a chance to like see if it could choose you.
It's a sign.
That's like,
What I will say, and I think you're starting to get into it now, what I love in this season is the idea of like weaponizing imagery and like the Numenor shit's really interesting this season.
oh really?
I
Like,
really like it. I like the shit with Farazone and whatnot.
each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
I mean, honestly, the weirdest part of this isn't that we're talking about Lord of the Rings this extensively. The weirdest part of it is that you're here.
What do you mean? Oh, just
This is the 5th episode of Doctober. It's the first one you've been here for.
Doctober.
Oh.
Ching, ching, ching.
No. Nope. Although that was spooky.
Scared me what you were gonna say.
Yeah. Bong.
Don't spooky.
It's the 5th episode of Doctober. You're finally here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that scary?
You were in Italy, the spookiest country.
I was in Italy.
You still doing a Transylvanian
But
accent.
also trying to do Italian at the same time. I was in Italy. Do both.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Incas.
Grave Navarro.
Grave
If any
Navarro.
of you aren't listening to Ghostfacers, we created an incredible character over there called Grave Navarro.
Look, I don't care
He's
if you-
Dave Navarro, but he's a vampire. And guess what? He's still hosting a tattoo reality show.
Yeah.
Incas, your challenge this week.
Yeah, that's the only thing. We don't even make it vampirish. He just says it in that
He
voice.
just says it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing cover-ups. Very challenging. No, that's
Well,
Gru.
I think
Very challenging.
it's very nice.
I'm going to steal the moon.
Get it, Brimboard.
So, what's your favorite name in Lord of the Rings?
Ooh.
There's some all-time great names, like fun ones to say. Or
I will
like,
say the funnest thing to say is the proper way to say Mordor.
Mordor. Yeah, the rolled.
Yeah.
Listen, not to be a creep about it, but I would say like 30% of why I find Galadriel so attractive on that show is the Welsh accent.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I'd love a Roldar.
Yeah.
Favorite name on the show though could be place too. Place character. Is there a one where you just go like fucking say that some more?
I do like Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor.
It's
great name.
It's a really fun one to say.
Celebrimbor is a very good one.
That one or the fucking son, the Isildur.
Isildur.
Here's the problem was that I always thought it was Isildur, but people were saying Isildur. I don't know which is the right version.
It's probably like Isildur.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. What about you?
Oh, best name
Yeah.
in. I mean, for jokes, it's Finrod,
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Galadriel's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a Fickrod, I'll just say.
No, it's a Finrod.
Yeah.
I have a thick rod for you.
Inkers.
Inkers. I think my favorite name in Lord of the Rings might be Fingolfin.
That's a good one. Yeah.
An ancient elf.
Oh, a question.
Or Glorfindel.
That's just funny.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
A question I have. Is there any connection between it's and I saw people actually ask this online and people made fun of them for it, but Elrond and L. Ron Hubbard, is there any connection?
No.
Okay. I was like, I don't know, maybe they were around the same time.
No, because L. Ron Hubbard is L. Ron Hubbard.
I know, but I thought maybe like
Oh, no.
because
no.
Elrond is not a name, so
No. Fun fact, though, Elrond's brother's name, Elros. That's a thing I do love in Lord of the Rings is when like family names be like
lazy.
Like I've got like one idea for a name, and if we got more than one kid, we're just gonna Boromir, Faramir,
Yeah.
like Drogo, Frodo, Bungo, Bilbo.
Wundo, Tudo.
There's a meme that I saw that's great. That's like Hobbit names will be like, here are my daughters Daffodil, Marigold, and like Chauncey, and here are my sons Bungus, Chungus, and
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Was the Brandyfoots? Wasn't that a name in
Brandy
Hobbit?
Bucks.
Brandy Bucks.
Meriadoc Brandybuck.
Oh, so Brandy Bucks and Brandyfoots are not connected.
I mean, only in that there's an ancestral link.
Sure. Yeah. But are they fucking the way the elves were, or
Again, we don't talk about it.
step elf?
Yeah, Tolkien's not like yeah, there's a hole, not a muddy wet hole. This is a hobbit hole. And a hobbit hole means home. Me, Jerry Randall Tolkien.
Doesn't get much more spooky than that.
Doctober, baby.
That's
We've
right.
been talking about spooky shit all month.
I remember.
Let's not fucking push the bounds of good taste.
Okay.
We know you don't listen.
Look,
I mean, even on the episodes.
fair.
Yeah, we've been talking about spooky shit all month. We talked about
Ghosts.
ghosts, liminal spaces, skeletons.
Liminal spaces.
Is that a song?
Room to make a big mistake. Dixie Chicks?
Oh.
Really?
No, I don't really know the Dixie Chicks. Like, I know who they are, but
Wide Open Spaces? You don't know that song?
I know that song.
That's what I was singing. Liminal Spaces, Wide
Sorry,
Open
I thought there was a song called Liminal Spaces.
No.
I was like, all right, Dixie Chicks.
No, I was taking Wide
You had
Open
me at
Spaces.
Liminal Spaces.
Sure, yeah. And Earl's gotta die. Nah, 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 nah.
At any rate, I've been alone. I have roped in friends. We had Josh Gill. We had our friend Michael on for one episode. My sister joined for an episode. I did a solo dolo last week.
Was that the one where you did something that made people sad? I can't remember which thing it was. Saying one of the, you did ABC Brooks.
By myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. ABC Brooks. Easiest 1, 2, 3 Brooks. Simplest do, re, mi, Brooks. Yeah. But you're finally back. And so we're going to end. We're going to end on another spooky topic.
Creature Commandos.
We're talking about the Creature Commandos, which I think is a thing you're maybe mildly excited about because we're getting that Creature Commandos animated show in a couple of months to kind of kick off the new DCU.
Very much so looking for that. I think I'm picky about animated stuff, but I trust I trust the
There has to
plan.
be tentacles, first of all, and I think Creature Commandos will deliver.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for Frankenstein to get fucking totally filled.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Oh, I guess. I mean, we've already seen some tentacle porn in DC, so
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be the first time.
That's true.
But let's find out some more about Creature Commandos.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's pivot hard from Lord of the Rings to talk about the Creature Commandos.
Cowabunga.
Fun fact, in the First Age, in Lord of the Rings, there are werewolves and vampires.
Whoa, what?
Sauron himself was a werewolf for a bit.
What?
Made himself a werewolf.
There's
a famous werewolf called Karkaroth.
Kakarath.
Yeah.
Or is that the? I thought that was Goku.
Yeah. But yeah, there are in the ancient days of Middle Earth werewolves and vampires.
Oh, what was that line that he said? It was like something like, "I'm before like the universe made a sound" or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've been awake since before the breaking of the first silence. Which, by the way, that's a hard ass thing to say. So fucking cool.
Very cool.
So fucking cool.
He should fuck Galadriel.
I mean, I would fuck Sauron.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He absolutely.
He could be the Lord of my Ring.
I was gonna say I'll give them the one ring. Oh, here's the thing that I love about this.
Throw that sweet dick back into the fiery chasm from whence it came.
I'll give him a myth thrill of a lifetime.
That's fucking good. That's fucking good.
A thing that I do love is that at least once a season they say either I am the Lord of the Rings.
Yes, yeah.
And then this season he said, these are the rings of power.
Yeah. Just wait, there's another Lord of the Rings line
Really?
coming this season. That's actually hard as fuck.
Really?
You're gonna love it.
It's every time they do they say the name of the show, I'm like, all right.
I mean, to be fair, that is what these things are called.
I know, but it's just very funny because they like put such an emphasis on it.
No, I know.
All right, let's start with the threads.
I hate that. Let me do it properly.
I can't.
Threads. By the way, my sister agrees with me.
Oh, well, okay.
So you're fucking cooked.
I'm fucking talking to your mom online, so
easy.
Certainly will be.
By the way, maybe the most cursed thing that's happened to me lately is my dad's on the Discord now.
Oh my god, I know.
I tried to talk him out of it. He was like, "Oh, people want to talk about the movies," and I was like, "That they do." But do you want to be there? It's dumb. He's like, I go on Reddit, I see dumb things. I was like, yeah,
not the same.
I was like, but your son is part of this.
Yeah, this is closer.
People have been very kind and sweet with him, which I appreciate. But also, I was like, oh my god, don't scroll at all.
Oh my god, yeah. Don't look back.
Yeah, certainly don't go to thirst traps.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
do you think you would get the like symbol of the followers of Sauron, or is that like too much like getting a swastika on yourself?
I don't know that it's that, but no, I wouldn't really get.
No.
I don't think I would get that. Do you know if I got another Lord of the Rings tattoo, I'd get the shards of Narsil.
Oh, is that the sword?
Yeah,
that
I would get
a tattoo of like all the pieces
with
and
all
stuff.
the pieces.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not original, but I would get it. Yeah,
I wasn't making fun of you for it.
I've got the Tree of Gondor on my.
I know. But
anyway,
my mom used to sing me that song. Cool.
That was from the other show.
All right. First question.
28 minutes in. We're barely about to talk about DC.
That's like back in the day.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, this is like year 2.
Oh, hell yeah.
An hour in, we finally are.
We're going to ramp up to another white wine Darkness.
Oh my god. See, that I would do again. No, I wouldn't. That was actually the worst one I had.
We call it the final Darkness.
Yeah, I mean,
we do white wine again.
I still, in my head, is like we do one of each thing twice.
Oh god, that would be crazy.
Because this is 6, isn't it?
Of Darkmas?
Yeah.
This is Darkmas 8.
Oh my god, what is wrong with us?
We're coming up to Darkmas 8.
What is fucking wrong with us? Why are we still
Darkmas 8 Nutmas.
the Dogmas to end all dogmas?
Yeah, Nutmas.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. More nut.
We go from no Nutmas November
to nutmas.
to Nut.
I thought it was no theme November.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
J Video 13.
Sure.
How many different Frankensteins exist in DC? You have the Patchwork Man, this Taylor guy, and actual Frankenstein.
So there are a couple of different, quote, Frankensteins.
Are any of them Frankenstein's monster?
Frankenstein is, in fact, Frankenstein's monster.
What?
So there's a character called Frankenstein. You've probably seen him. He carries a big ass fucking sword. He wears like a cool fucking like 19th century vest sort of thing.
He's cool. I like him.
He's got a big ass like steampunk gun. Like
He fucks.
That Frankenstein's dope as shit. And
He doesn't fuck as much as that elf does, but
well, we'll never know.
yeah.
But Frankenstein is the actual like experiment of Victor von Frankenstein.
Okay.
That is what that character is in
Okay.
DC. The Taylor guy that we're talking about is a member of the Creature Commandos. So just quick table setting about the Creature Commandos. You might not know this. The Creature Commandos are a team of soldiers who were put together and variously experimented on to turn them into monsters.
Oh, like Doom Patrol?
Kind of, except they sign up for it, more or less.
Oh, okay.
And also it comes from the weirdest possible place, which is they were like, psychologically, people are afraid of monsters, so we should make monster soldiers
What?
to scare them.
That's the reasoning?
That's the reason. That's why Project M happens, that creates these monsters. And
Wait, can I guess what M stands for?
Go
Is
for
it
it.
monster?
yeah, monster hug.
Wait. CB?
Wait, Chauncey Bear?
Chauncey Monsters?
Chauncey Monsey Bear?
Yeah.
And so one of these soldiers is Elliot Taylor, who goes by Lucky. I think he gets blown up by like a landmine or some shit like that. Then he gets stitched back together Frankenstein style.
And this guy's on the Creature Commandos?
He's on the Creature Commandos. And he gets, like durability, strength.
So are all the
He
Creature
could be
Commandos
repaired and shit like that.
analogs to like Universal Monsters?
Exactly. Well, more or less. So Lucky Taylor is Frankenstein. There's Dr. Vincent Velcro. I think his name is now changed to Velcoro, but Vincent Velcro is made into a vampire, essentially.
Okay. Velcro.
There's I can't remember what her original name was, but there's Dr. Medusa, who ends up with
So is the
snake
vampire
hair.
a vampire?
More or less.
Okay.
Yeah. There was there was the GI robot, and then there was a guy named Warren Griffith who was made into a werewolf. That's the original team
Sure.
of the Creature Commandos. Since that time, there have been some different rosters, and you get like a mummy and like a creature from the Black Lagoon type
Sure.
character and like some shit like that. So the idea is absolutely a Universal Monsters sort of thing.
Yeah.
So at any rate, you have the actual Frankenstein, and then you have Lucky Taylor who gets Frankensteined into, I think they call him Patchwork at one point. But then there's also the Patchwork Man.
Do you think somewhere there is a law firm called Frank and Stein?
I mean, there better fucking be.
Because that feels like...
'Cause I need magic in my life.
Right? Because like Stein definitely. But like, and so like I feel like if your last name's Stein, at a certain point you have to just find somebody with the last name Frank.
Yeah. That's like those physicists or whatever, where like their names were like cocks and balls or whatever.
Yeah,
So
it's like you gotta work together.
They had like came up with a theorem so they could call it the cocks
Cocks
and
and
balls
balls theory.
theorem or some shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yes, you have to.
So, but there's also the Patchwork Man. So, the archenemy of Swamp Thing is Anton Arcane. He's a 19th century necromancer. He's undead. He becomes the avatar of the rot, all this kind of stuff. But he has a brother named Gregory Arcane. And Gregory is the father of Abigail Arcane, who is like the romance sweetie of Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Gregory Arcane gets blown up or some shit like that, and Anton Arcane stitches him back together into the Patchwork Man.
Another Frankenstein.
All of this to say that also the version of Frankenstein that is Frankenstein that we talked about, the one that fucks.
Yes.
That's a pretty modern comic-wise idea. That comes from Morrison in the mid 2000s from Seven Soldiers of Victory.
Really? That's it.
Like that. But there have been Frankenstein's monsters earlier. They did one in the 40s or something, Detective Comics. Batman fought a Frankenstein. Superman fought a Frankenstein. So
of course,
technically, I think if you added up different versions of it, we're probably closer to 5, 6, maybe 7 versions of Frankensteins. But yeah, the question is right. The big 3 would be Lucky Taylor, the Patchwork Man, and of course Frankenstein.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Frankenstein, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I like his look is so fucking cool. And he quotes poetry and it's doing all the shit I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a fucking well-read, literate
monster.
but he also fucking fights and
sure.
Yeah, I fucking love that Frankenstein. I think he's dope as shit.
He's a giant, well-read monster, kind of like you.
Huh. Well,
You wanted me back.
I thought it'd be different this time.
I always get them that way.
Nice.
Everyone thinks you're crazy.
Oh. I mean, listen. There is some grade A gaslighting in season 2 of Rings of Power.
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
Oh, because of
it's incredible. When you see it, you'll be like, jeez.
Is it Sauron?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sauron the Deceiver. Yeah. I think he might gaslight a bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good at manipulating people for sure.
He sure is.
His ability with Celebrimbor to just be like, I don't think this is a good thing to do. And
there is some incredible Celebrimbor shit. I'm so excited for you. Oh my god.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you want to divert for a second?
Yeah, I want to talk about From.
Do you think the hotel's going to come up, or it was just a random comment?
I think we are going to explore how did the town get there?
Because that's the thing, right? Because
I don't think you throw that line out about the motel and
right?
the sign and the pool. Without it, it's going to be a thing. Why are those buildings there? Why those ones? How long have they been there?
Because they're from a very specific, the 1960s or something like that.
Very specific era and everything.
It's around when Victor got there.
But this is there's too much about Miranda.
I know. And I don't want it to be in her memory or something. But then why was her scarf down there?
And also, why is everything changing only now that Tabitha's there?
Yes.
Who also has a connection the way Miranda did. Anyway, watch Rings of Power. Let's talk about the Creature Commandos.
Yeah, let's divert again back.
The spookiest thing is being distracted.
From Mosley Xander, who asks, who has been arguably the strongest member on the team at any time?
Ooh, physically strong? Probably.
I mean, I would assume.
Interesting. That's tough. I would say, I want to say it's Lucky Taylor as the Frankenstein guy, but I think you can make a solid argument for
Werewolf.
I think he's called Wolfpack.
Sure.
You can make an argument for him.
It is very funny because they can't get sued, so they can't actually use.
Well, I mean, it's all public domain shit anyway.
Now.
It was then too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein in whenever she's been dead forever.
Oh, sure.
She's been dead forever.
Oh my god.
Fun fact.
Mary Shelley here in 100 years.
I think you can make an argument for Vincent Velcoro too, though, the vampire one.
Sure.
You know, vampires tend to come with that extra strength piece.
Totally.
There's also, you know, you could like GI Robot. He's a robot. He's strong or whatever. But I do think like monster strength trumps robot strength.
Sure.
I think we all know that.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree.
We all know that. Everybody knows that. Everyone's saying that.
Everybody knows that. They all know monsters stronger than robots. That's less deranged than anything he says.
I mean, truly.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Wolfpack. I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. With that, let's leave Threads and head on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram. Take some questions and answer them. That's so much easier with you here.
How did you do it when I was away?
Sadly.
Did you go like, welcome to with Instagram?
Sadder than that.
Welcome to.
Yeah, that was it.
From Instagram, we've got Alfred is Zaddy who asks, who are your favorite members of the Creature Commandos roster?
Okay. All time, any roster.
Goats.
Goat obviously includes Frankenstein. The goat.
Was like
Frankenstein?
The
Frankenstein.
He was in it.
Because there's the new 52 kind of version of the Creature Commandos were all agents of Shade, which is the
yes, you did tell me this.
Superhuman Advanced Defense Executive or something.
Sure. Yeah, they came up with Shade and then had to figure it out.
Something like that. Yeah. But full Frankenstein is just on that fucking team. Alongside like Velcoro and like Dr. Medusa and shit like that. Or maybe Dr. Medusa's not, but so Frankenstein, goat member of the Creature Commandos, I would say. I'm gonna I'll put Dr. Medusa in there.
Is it just Medusa?
She basically gets like over time she becomes more and more like a Gorgon.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the snakes for hair and shit like that.
Yeah. Isn't that what Medusa is?
Yeah, she's a Gorgon.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I think what it is like Dr. Medusa just gets the snake hair for a bit. And then over time she becomes more and more monstery.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is the case for a lot of them. Like, you know, like they stop being able to control their changes and stuff like that. Like whatever the experiment is, like they basically become monsters. It's no longer a thing where it's like, what if we tactically deployed a bit of monster? It's like, no, you just made a bunch of fucking monsters.
Sure, yeah.
You know. I do like there was a mummy named Aten. I liked Aten. I think he was all right.
More of a 6, but
no, he was a 10. Yeah. A 10, but he's a mummy.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mummy, not a daddy.
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't really love werewolves and vampires enough. Although if I had to pick, I'd pick vampire. I'd pick Velcoro over Wolfpack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, it's Frankenstein, Dr. Medusa are definitely, and Aten, I think, are probably my top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Aten mostly, honestly, because I just love a mummy. I just love the look of a mummy.
Sure.
Yeah. I think those are my big 3.
Do those strips go all the way down?
Yeah, nice.
All right. Let's leave Instagram and head on over to Reddit.
Where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
Not even once. From Ben5442.
Oh, God, you started counting down and
5.
I was ready.
4, 2.
Had
to edge me there for a second.
Jesus.
If the roster is changing, was there ever a ghost on the team?
Oh.
That would have been a great spot for Gentleman Ghost.
Was there ever a ghost on the Creature Commandos? Like I said, we got a mummy eventually. We got A10. We got a like Black Lagoon kind of gill creature at one point, whose name I don't remember. We've had Frankenstein. We've had the Bride of Frankenstein. We've had vampires. We've had werewolves. Yeah, Dr. Medusa. We've had robots.
You said there was like a Creature of the Black Lagoon kind of thing?
Yeah. I don't know that we've gotten a ghost on the Creature Commandos.
That feels like a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Nope. There's mummies. We've had more than one mummy because there was Aten and then there was Kalius. Nope. There's a cyborg at one point. There's the Bogman. He was a sort of Gil kind of guy. No, I don't think we've ever had a ghost. I don't think there's ever been a ghost on the Creature Commandos.
That feels like such a missed opportunity.
Although that's not really a universal monster. If anything, a thing that we should have that we don't have in there is like an Invisible Man.
Sure.
Something like that or whatever. Which I guess maybe also sort of satisfies some of the ghost things, stealth and what have you. But no, I don't think there's ever been a ghost on the Creature Commandos, which is interesting.
Yeah, have they ever had like?
We haven't had. I'm trying to pick up on Universal's dark universe.
Sure.
We also haven't really had like a Jekyll Hyde
creature,
like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen style or something like that. We haven't done that.
Yeah,
so there's a couple of things that we are reasonably Universal monster adjacent that we haven't done.
Yeah, has there ever been like, I guess Frankenstein, but any other like major DC like has Swamp Thing like?
No, it's interesting. Like the Creature Commandos are really their own thing.
Interesting.
Like the closest that you got was like Frankenstein then being on the, and you sort of kick out at that point. What's his name? Lucky Taylor. But no, we don't really sub in a character like Swamp Thing or whatever. Now, in that New 52 Frankenstein and Agents of Shade book, you do see that I think the Atom was part of Shade. There are some characters that were part of Shade, but were they part of the Creature Commandos? No. Like Ray Palmer just worked for Shade.
Sure.
But they weren't like Creature Commandos go and the Atom was in there, But no, Swamp Thing hasn't been a part of it. We haven't done that. We haven't done Grundy as a part of it, I'm pretty sure. We haven't done none of those have made it.
Feels like an opportunity.
It does, but I think also there's something almost sweet that they've kept these other characters together. I mean, they're not ancient characters. They were invented in the 80s in a book called Weird War Tales, 80s or 70s, in a book called Weird War Tales. And the Creature Commandos adventures almost entirely take place during the war, during World War II. And then, years later, then they got brought into other things. They had an adventure with Superman. They had a blah, blah, blah. They're working for Shade. They're doing whatever. But their original run was all set during World War II. Yeah.
All right. With that, let's leave Reddit and head on over to the Doxcord.
Oh, fuck.
Doxcord.
Far over
nice.
the misty Doxcord cold. To Doxcord deep and Doxcord old.
That's good.
Yeah, that's fucking good.
What were you doing when I was gone?
I mean, fucking up mostly.
Were you still going fuck?
Yeah, I think Michael did one week.
Nice.
Gil bailed me out 1 week.
That's good.
Actually, Mallory bailed me out. Oh, I was bailing. That's what I was doing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go.
Yeah.
That tracks. That tracks.
First question.
By the way, Lord of the Rings, incredible soundtrack. Those movies.
Yeah.
Great, music.
Yeah.
Like the score.
Yeah. You're not really liking the TV show?
I like the TV show. What I was going to say is I've got my problems with the Hobbit movies, but every time I watch them, they warm on me a little bit. And that music fucks. That dwarf theme is fucking rocks.
Oh, like the first. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, like that's up there to me with like Riders of Rohan, the Fellowship.
Like the song they
theme.
sing when they're doing the dishes and stuff?
No. They're singing an upbeat song for the dishes.
Oh, okay.
But that song they sing, the low voice one, that's like the theme that comes back all through those movies.
Fuck yeah.
It fucking rocks. Howard Shore, incredible composer.
Fuck.
Yeah. Canadian.
Oh.
Fun fact.
JK asks, do you prefer the comic take where it was soldiers who were made to look like monsters, or the modern versions of having actual classic monsters like Frankenstein and This Bride?
Yeah, it's interesting that like the more modern one, it feels like we know these monsters exist. I mean, to your point, theoretically, you could throw like Andrew Bennett, like iVampire should be on the team or whatever. But there is a part of me that loves the fucking like deranged, like we gotta win the war, Hitler's doing all sorts of crazy shit. Should we like turn people into fucking freaks?
Yeah, just to scare the shit out of people.
Just to scare them. Not even for the abilities of
no,
the freaks.
No. Just to make them terrifying.
There's something so funny about that. And I kind of love that. And there is I do think it's sweet that this unit of characters kind of stayed together. I like it. And I like it also from the idea of like, then you could play with like the sort of like the Kafka thing of like, we were human. We've become more and more monstrous.
Making us look like monsters, we become monsters.
You know, like you could play with that kind of shit that I think I like. And like, obviously that's in some other characters like Swamp Thing or stuff like that, but it's a little bit different. I don't know. I'm into that. That being said, the modern kind of take, was Man-Bat ever? Man-Bat might have been.
Weird.
Or like the Atom was just working at Shade or something.
Sure.
There might have been something like that. But there is something to the idea of like, we also just have creature characters. We could put Man-Bat on the Creature Commandos.
Yes.
Or like what they're about to do on the animated show. Like Dr. Phosphorus has never been in the Creature Commandos, but you look and you go like, oh, a fiery skeleton man? Put him on the monster
This is what
team.
I mean, right? Like,
you know, like you can do that shit, and I think it's fine. I just, I do think just in my heart, I prefer, as much as I love Frankenstein, I kind of prefer the original thing.
Sure.
Like I love Frankenstein, so maybe we just like lose Lucky Taylor.
Sure.
But like I want the vampire not to be Andrew Bennett, a real vampire. I want the vampire to be a fucked up military experiment.
Sure.
I want the Wolfman to be not a real werewolf, but like a fucked up military experiment.
Yeah.
That's the shit I want. Yeah. There are real Gorgons. The Olympians are real. Medusa exists.
Sure.
It's way more interesting to have Dr. Medusa where they're just like, I don't know, we like put a serum in her and then we fucking,
just,
you know, her hair
stitch a bunch of fucking snakes to
now
her.
Her hair's is snakes.
I like the idea that when it first happens, the snakes are just like biting her face.
You're like, ow.
Yeah, it's like, what? They're not together. Like,
they're rejecting her.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they never played it for comedy that way, but that is funny.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that. Although I will say, I think I think at this point now, because we've done them more, like Velcoro and Warren Griffiths and some of those characters are on the newer team.
Why make it Velcro if you're not going to make them sticky? Anyways. Sorry.
Yeah, right?
Like,
you know, the old Universal monster?
Mr. Velcro.
Mr. Velcro.
Yeah, try to get away.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
All right.
From Sexy.
Oh, Josh Gill.
Maybe.
No, it is.
Oh.
That's his name on the doc sword now.
Well, I mean, how could it not be?
Right? Own it, baby.
What classic monster would have been a good addition to the Creature Commandos? How would you update their story to include them on the team?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll say the one that I said, which is an Invisible Man.
Sure.
And that one's the easiest one. Military.
You don't have to draw anything.
Military. Well, yeah, sorry. I was going narratively. But yeah.
He's actually been there the whole time.
It is technically the easiest one. I mean, that would be such a hilarious way to introduce the characters. Be like, I've been here the whole time.
I like that so
You
much.
just flash back to panels of earlier
From
adventures,
previous,
but
like,
you don't
books.
change them. You just go,
Look,
you just put like a narration box goes, I was here and here
Yeah,
and here.
that would
but
be-
you still don't show it.
that would be fucking incredible.
That is the funniest possible way to do that, I think, actually. It's like, yeah, no, it's actually not a retcon.
like this team of 5. You mean 6?
It's not a retcon. I've been here the whole
Yeah.
time. They accidentally made my voice invisible.
That would be fucking incredible.
I mean, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. An invisible man. But what I was going to say, narratively,
Sure.
such an easy
Military thing. Yeah.
military experiment gone wrong
Yeah.
kind of thing, you know? I mean, we treat that more seriously in like modern Invisible Man things, right? Where it's like a tech thing or like Hollow Man
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
an experiment
Oh, God.
thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that's an easy fit. An Invisible Man type would be really cool.
Totally.
What about you? What's a type of monster you would want to see on a Creature Commandos team?
Maybe like a headless horseman.
Ooh, it's true. You don't really get a zombie.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Frankenstein.
Headless Horseman's not. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the definitive
Yeah.
zombie?
But it'd be cool to do like a headless horseman because you can be
Yes.
like, oh, in the military we were seeing like if a man got decapitated, could we still keep him alive?
I do again, like fucked up experiments.
Yeah. That would be an easy way to do
a headless
that.
horseman type.
He's
is
like a
great.
cavalry guy, and
I like that. I think like this isn't we're getting outside of Universal monsters, but like some sort of like Inside Out man.
what?
Like it looks like he doesn't have skin.
Oh, sure.
Just like veins. And
Sure.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's that guy from X-Men that I fucking love?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember what his name is.
fucking love that dude,
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That would be cool. Like a golem. I do love the Jekyll Hyde thing. That's fun.
I think a Jekyll Hyde thing would be good. I think what's another good type of monster for it?
I mean a ghost.
Sure, you're right. And then Headless Horseman is sort of a ghost type. If we're going Pokemon,
Sure,
rules.
He's a ghost type. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how could we get a rock type?
Yeah.
A golem. Yeah, I guess. Like a ghost. Yeah, or like a banshee. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
A zombie.
Yeah.
Which Frankenstein.
Yeah, we've had robots and cyborgs. What's
A witch or like a warlock. Yeah,
a witch.
Yeah,
We should have a witch.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw Zatanna in there. Everybody else does.
Yeah, I mean, well, she is on the Seven Soldiers with.
So she's on a lot of the teams.
on the Seven Soldiers, that book famously is about 7 people that don't know they're working on the same thing.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Sure. All right. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, well read.
I didn't even read that. That was just off the dome.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
From our favorite crunchy, spacey, sexy texture.
Keep going. You're doing great.
Cosmic DM
Shit.
crunchy. How do you feel about Father Time from Shade being in a little girl's body in the New 52 run of Frankenstein?
So Father Time is a character that is functionally immortal. I think their ability is to reincarnate like once a year into a new body, basically.
Oh, okay.
And Father Time runs Shade in the New 52. And by the time you get to that series and that continuity, the Father Time takes the form of like a Japanese schoolgirl.
Yikes. Don't love that.
Not
Creepy way?
not drawn in a creepy way. Only creepy in that just like some like ancient kind of like being just in like a kid form or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not like, I mean, she is wearing like the school uniform thing, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like Sailor Moon where it's like, look, I'm in a school uniform.
Yeah.
It's just like a kid, like just dressed like a kid.
Okay.
So it's less creepy to me that way. It's the idea in general of just being like ancient and lived and then just moving body to body is a creepy one, but I don't find that like more creepy than anything else.
Okay.
It'd be weirder if they were doing it weirdly, you know what I mean? If they were like, oh yeah, like Japanese schoolgirl, but they're not doing that. They're just
like why make her a Japanese schoolgirl? I don't know.
Sorry, your position is why make her a Japanese schoolgirl if she can't be set? That's
no.
So fucked of you, Richard.
No.
I fucking knew you would do this.
It just feels like
fucking get him.
It feels
Sick
like
'em.
Such an overly sexualized character type that to choose them.
So that's kind of the only way you should do them. That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying they don't have agency. They're just used for sexuality.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It feels like you can't, as an adult man, choose that and it not be creepy. So just why to choose them?
I don't know if Father Time chooses how they.
Well, no, I mean as an artist.
Oh, I see. But again, like here, like I'll pull up like just so you see what I mean. Like they don't draw Father Time the way you're thinking they do.
I mean, I don't even know if I think that they do. I
mean, I know you think that they do. We've gone over what you think about them.
I don't know. What was it? Tom Grummett?
Spurious claims here. Like that's Father Time.
I don't know.
Like a full-on child. Like we're not talking about like
still like pigtails. I don't know.
I know what you're saying, but you know,
it just feels like don't go there.
I mean, that's probably fair to say.
Yeah. Also, what else are they good for?
Jesus, we really have to fucking like talk you down.
I mean, look, we're not even talking about what we cut out.
Oh my God. Yeah, Richard had some like disturbing pro tuxedo mask stances.
He's like an older man, right?
Yeah, and she's like 14.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's really not good.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sailor Mars.
Fighting evil by moonlight, parked by the school by daylight.
Hope the police don't get sight of what I'm gonna do to Sailor.
I'm waiting here for Sailor Moon.
Buying Smirnoff on the weekend.
Buying her friends some Smirnoff Ice.
Man, that outfit looks real nice.
Oh no.
Tell me when is your birthday? I can't wait till you're 18. Nice.
The theme song is about Tuxedo Mask.
It's just him singing.
It's him. It's him humming while he's waiting for school to get out. Yeah. Buying roses for teen girls.
Man, those outfits look great when they twirl.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
What's the age of consent in Japan?
Gonna take this van for a whirl. I am the guy Tuxedo Mask.
I am the guy Tuxedo Mask.
That's so fucked up. Jesus Christ.
Next question. From the Overmat, who asks... just picturing himself like tapping on a steering wheel. I'm the guy Tuxedo Mask. Who wins in the DC... Who wins in the DC versus Homestar Runner mashup of the Creature Commandos versus the Cheat Commandos?
Oh, man. Do you remember...
The Cheat Commandos.
Do you remember the Cheat Commandos?
I do.
Okay, hang on. Let's go to the Homestar wiki here for a second.
Homestar Runner. Homestar, what up?
Homestar, what up? Little what up?
Little what up?
So Homestar Runner, this is like placing us in a very particular like place and time on the internet.
Strong sad.
That's good strong sad. I could do
Thank you.
Strongman.
Strongman.
I can do strong mad a little bit. Your strong sad is very good.
It's Coach.
Do you remember Hamsar?
No.
It's the little like a messed up version of Homestar
Oh,
Runner.
yes, I do.
I live in a fancy shoe. He would just like say he would just say stuff like that. So the Cheat Commandos were this character, the Cheat, but then they turned it
They had
into
like a bandana.
They
and, like,
made them like
Rambo.
They made them like GI Joes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That there
yeah.
was like the Demolitions one.
Yes.
And, like they would. I think they did a couple of little like shorts as if it was like a thing. They all had crazy names and shit like that.
I remember there was a contest once and they made a guitar made of the cheat shape. It was like the cheetar.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Cheat Commandos. So let's see, Cheat Commandos. They did a couple of shorts and they were like partly GI Joe, partly like the A Team.
Sure.
Kind of. They had to protect the world from the evil blue laser. Yeah, and then they would do like the branding. They'd be like, "Got your Cheat Commando-Os."
Yes,
Like
I
this,
do.
the
Yes, I
fucking
do remember
cereal
this.
and shit. Yeah. I don't remember all of their names, but like these are some of them. There's like the Ninja one, the Nerd
Oh yeah,
one.
I remember them so well.
Yeah. So, who would win? Honestly, I might give it to the Cheat Commandos. I know
Yeah.
the other ones are monsters, but they were fucking badass.
Hell yeah.
And they got the job done.
I think it was actually Team Girl Squad that won.
Yeah.
Team Girl Squad.
Yeah.
What's her face?
Velcro, werewolf,
Yeah.
the snake hair one.
Frankenstein.
The military is no place for a bunch of monsters. And Homestar Runner.
Fucking take me back.
Boy, oh boy.
All right.
Do you remember they did Homestar Runner did a music video once for They Might Be Giants?
I do remember that.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah. My
It's for an experimental film.
I went down a huge rabbit hole the other day because my girlfriend had never seen Homestar Runner.
What?
I know. So because I started,
I mean, she must have hated this.
yeah, no, it wasn't.
You were like, and
well, because I started singing.
don't you get it? He answers emails.
I started singing Trogdor, and she's
Sure.
like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Well, look at the video." And she's like, "Okay."
Trogdor was a man.
Yeah.
He was a dragon. He was
man.
A dragon man.
So much majesty. Look at all the majesty.
Man, I was obsessed with fucking Homestar Runner for a minute there. Yeah,
It was great.
it was very funny.
Wrong side.
Honestly, in my third year of university, when I was in France, a bunch of us were from different Canadian schools
Okay.
doing our third year in France at the University of Nantes. And these 4 girls, I swear to God, could not have more fit the archetypes of Teen Girl Squad. And I mean, that's mean because one of them's the ugly one. She wasn't. But she wasn't ugly, but the way they draw the ugly one, like curly hair, big glasses. You know, like whatever.
Sure.
She just like, if you just looked at them, you'd be like, oh my God, cheerleader, so-and-so. What's her face? I like it.
So
And
you referred to them.
no one I knew was a Homestar Runner person. And I was like, nobody else is seeing this.
That's upsetting.
It was crazy.
I fucking, no. Yeah, needless to say, I showed her Team Girl Squad. She just could not care less, but she was popular. It's what happens.
Nobody gets us. Good
No.
job.
Coach Steve.
That's Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Kurt A. I'm the coach.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. I'm the coach.
Okay, who would you cast as Homestar Runner? Chris Pratt is Homestar Runner.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm Homestar.
Hey, I'm Homestar Runner.
No, you know who it would be? What's his name? Fucking
Christoph Waltz is Strong Bad.
the brother from Arrested Development.
Tony Hale?
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Hey, I'm Homestar.
He'd be good at Strong Sad.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I love that this episode is barely about the Creature Commandos.
Yeah. Unlike the Ghostfacers we just did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a theme, yeah. Watching Homestar by midnight. Driving girls in daylight.
Because they've all got curfew.
I am the man, I'm Tuxedo Mask.
I'm the man, Tuxedo Mask.
Working shifts at the gas bar. Trying to pay off this cool car. Picking up chicks, I hope I get far. I am the guy, Tuxedo Mask. Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
It's Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
Last question.
What is this bit?
From Fingers Grayson.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Because he was finger stripes, and I was like, nice. And I was like, describe the finger stripes thing. And I was like, and then I remembered that episode. I said, so you know what that means. And you were like, what a leap to say Dick Grayson fingers.
Did I?
Boy, do you have egg on your face.
It's not egg.
Oh my God.
Fingers asks.
It's me, Fingers Grayson.
Have Shade and the Creature Commandos participated in any big events or stories since the New 52?
Since the New 52?
Yeah.
Because in the New 52, Frankenstein in particular, but also Father Time and that are implicated in New 52 Future's End.
Okay.
That big, long one where it's like a possible future and
the
Brother Eye, like cyborg thing, and Batman Beyond is there and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's a big part of that. Father Time is part of that. Amethyst and Frankenstein go on an adventure. But since then, I think Frankenstein, of any of them, Frankenstein has shown up. He was in metal or death metal or something like that. Like, you see him, but the actual Creature Commandos, not so much. Like, they have had some moments. They've had their own self-titled series and stuff. They've had, like, Adventures with Superman. They've been in Action Comics. Like, they get used sometimes, but, like, they're still a relatively obscure side of things. And especially, I do think, as interesting as it is that the Creature Commandos have more or less remained intact as a team, I do think they get overshadowed by bigger other monster characters.
Sure.
You know, like, even something like Justice League Dark, you go like, well, we could have a demon, we could have a man-bat, we could have a, you know, like, and you kind of go like, well, we're almost doing the thing that
it's almost like a cooler Creature
Commandos. Or you look at the Doom
yeah.
Patrol and you go, we've got a robot guy, we've got a stretchy person, we've got a ghost man, we've got a
Creature Commandos is almost more like the family friendlier version of it. Yeah.
It just maybe it's just older, you know,
Sure.
like it's and because it was born in, even though it was weird war tales, they're war comics. So that's another weird element to them. They were never really sci-fi things or like, right?
So curious to see what Gunn's going to do with it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And you know, so you've got like Bride of Frankenstein, but I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember.
Like, is it going to be played for comedy?
I think it's going to have the tone of like Suicide Squad.
Sure.
A little bit of comedy, a little bit of like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to pull up the picture that they've been using to see if I can identify
who they're going to have on the show.
Who's all going to be on the show.
Yeah.
So obviously Rick Flag Sr.
Yeah.
is going to lead the team. In the comics, it's Lieutenant Matthew Shreve.
Sure.
It's just a human that leads the team. So they did have a human that led the team. This one's got, I think that's probably Nina Mazursky. She's like the Black Lagoon type.
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Robot, Bride of Frankenstein, Dr. Phosphorus, and Weasel.
So weird group.
Although there's Frankenstein in this image too, so we might also. So I guess we'll also get Frankenstein, but so it's a little different. You know, Velcoro and Wolfpack aren't there, notably.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know
guess that's a Weasel position.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just some of it's a little odd, so I'm not really sure what to make of that. I do think that again though, I think it's an old idea, the idea of like the soldiers thing. What is interesting is that the creature commandos, like, there are other monsters that are maybe more interesting that we like to spend more time with, but we do tend to want to go into like the realms of fantasy or sci-fi with those ones. The creature commandos can literally be like the Suicide Squad, do a mission, blow up the thing,
Sure.
but they're monsters.
Yeah.
And so those are their skills instead of the like quote superpowers or whatever. It's a very slight adjustment on what the Suicide Squad already is.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also how it's being used for the DCU. Like, even in that trailer, Waller's like, they said we can't use humans for stuff anymore, but they aren't human. Like, she's pivoting, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's kind of interesting, but, yeah.
I'm curious to see what the show has, you know? Like, I am wondering with is it going to be like some of the other DC animated stuff, or is it going to be more funny? Is it going to be?
I think it's going to be more serious than like Harley Quinn or something.
Interesting, yeah.
I would be surprised if it wasn't almost the exact tone of the Suicide Squad.
Sure, I mean, yeah.
Maybe vaguely darker just because it's monsters, but...
Yeah. I'm curious. When is that coming out? Do you remember?
December?
Oh,
it's like
this year?
Soon, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, that is the Creature Commandos. We would love to hear from your residents. You can send a question for next week's episode whenever that theme comes out.
You'll see it, baby.
It's no theme, so
it's no theme November. Importantly,
yeah. It's not like themeless.
No, it's no theme.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Epuary, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's not an episode.
It's not Epuary. It's not a month of episodes.
No.
This is no theme November.
Yeah. Could be.
I can't fucking explain this any clearer.
So stop asking everybody.
Yeah.
You haven't figured it out by now. 8 years
Send your questions at nighttime. We'll answer them in daytime.
Just writing time with time. I hope.
When we do, we'll have a good time. I am the guy, Dr. DC.
He is the guy, Dr. DC. Ciao.
Oh, no plugs.
Nah,
Go to the
fuck it.
Patreon. Give us money. Adios.
It's fine. You listen to another episode, you'll get it.
Adios.
Ciao.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of